Alright, back here previewing the Annie Stakes and going for it.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. We were looking at this other quality race from Randwick on Saturday. Not a lot to talk about here, so let's just keep it short and sweet. We're sticking with Peeping. She's good to me last up. Now, this is one of my little tips that I've followed, a little formula. Horses who pull up with cardiac arrhythmia, next start, get on. For some reason, they have a phenomenal striker, especially if they're in good form and they pull up with this condition, which is what happened with Peeping. She started first up, her and Catkins started the same price first up, and she was, second up, and she was very disappointing, beating around 20 lengths or so, but yeah, found to have cardiac arrhythmia. And then the following start, Catkins comes up $1.50 and Peeping $18. Yeah. So you'd have to think if they probably should be the same price they were the start before when she's had genuine excuses. Yeah. That's what we talk about, guys. Like, you know, and don't get me wrong, that race first up, Catkins great odds, $7, but you know, the punters don't take the $7 and they want to dive into odds on, you know.
It's all about value, isn't it?
It is, it really is, yeah.
The value, and always forgive a horse for one bad run. You know, and she had genuine excuses, and I know how confident he was all week. Talked it up and put his money where his mouth was. So,
and like I say, don't let the market deter you. Yes, it can be a good guide sometimes if your horse is drifting out, but if you're confident that the market price is just someone else's opinion. If you're confident, go for it. Horses do win at 30 to 1, they do win at 50 to 1, they do win at 200 to 1. It does happen. Like, always go with your instincts. Don't let the market sway you, you know. So anyway, Peeping on top. From number 7, Winetails. Wait till I tell you about this horse. Gee, she's suckered me in a lot of times.
Starting to get that reputation.
She is. She's got this great turn of foot. She ran slashing sectionals last start as well. She really can motor. I think the mile's her perfect trip. She's going to need a good ride. She's very tricky. She likes to have a think about it, but yeah, she's got a good turn of foot, good acceleration. So we'll go with her for second. And for third we'll go Ballet Sweet. I think she's third up in this race. I think she's ready to fly now. She ran good in the Queensland Oaks last year, so I think she's ran sound first and second up. I think she's just about ready to go. So number 1 Peeping from 7 Winetails and 5 Ballet Sweet selections.
Well, I hit it nice and quick as well. Obviously Peeping's the one to beat, and really probably should win, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tip a massive roughie here. I've actually just looking at the odds here, and I was tossing up which one to put in order, but and I'm sort of swaying between the two, but I think Candelara number 3 at 41, and obviously I'll be talking through my pocket from last campaign. If you won at 20s, and I had a good win offer, but I'm going to have to stick with her. I was tossed up between, and the rank outside number 14, Royal Adventure. I'm going to say it's going to run a really cheap race.
Is this your roughie of the week?
I was going to say, I pretty much had it on top, and I'm sort of getting swayed to lead to Candelara. But I've got to put I think it's going to run a really cheeky race, and then I think the 2 stablemates, Winetails and Ballet Sweet. Now I've left Peeping out there at the top 4. Don't get me wrong, I think she's the one to beat. But I think it's a totally different race the last time, and I think that
might be a bit more of a stronger tempo, not that city sprint.
It's a bigger field, the Randwick mile, up the rise, and I'm going to have some proven performers over the distance that can run the distance out strong. So there you go, there's some really good value there.
While we're at it, that was your roughie of the week. I'm honestly, I can't pull out a $41 winner, but just quickly, my roughie of the week comes up in race 2 at Randwick, number 4 Montauk. On debut, ran a slashing race behind Sebring Sun, very good horse. It got kind of, I guess you could say, penalised by the market. Its next 2 starts, it came up odds on and then around roughly even money. Ran well without a lot of luck, and I think a lot of punters kind of sacked it and said it's overrated and this and that, but it's the market who puts it that price. It's not the horse going around saying, look at me, I ran behind Sebring, son, you know. So but it got the job done last start. Wasn't a big margin, but I think this horse can go on with it now. And yeah, so race 2, number 4, Montauk. It's, I think, around an 8-horse field. You're getting $11, so that's my roughie of the week. So
nice, and I think you should really listen to that advice and get on. So now we're going to go to Caulfield, where the main day's racing is, and obviously the first few races, we'll just quickly go through them.
So we're kicking off, so the rail's in the true position, expecting a good trap. Race 1's for the babies, the 2-year-olds, over 1,000 metres. Got some really nice bred horses here. The number 2, Highland Beat, is from the Hayes stable. Won a jump out at Flemington. We have the Godolphin horse, the number 5. It's a brother to Mojave. Mojave being a good horse himself from the same stable. Have another jump out winner in the 7, Flying Jess. Very hard held, just coasted up and won easily. Very impressive. And we have the number 11 from the Smurting yard, Pearl Congenial. It's actually my tip in the race. It's 2 starts ago in its trial. It beat Sweet Sherry, and we've seen Sweet Sherry won last week in the 2-year-old race. So it's had a second trial since, very hard held. The 12 in this race, Thomasina, actually beat it in the trial, but it was ridden out under a lot more pressure. And Thomasina, good odds still, $21. Pearl Congenial though, my tip at $5.50. So yeah, I'm sticking with that one. I think Craig Williams to ride. So I'm going 11 from 7, Flying Jessie. I think looks a good horse, but $3.50, yeah, no, not for me, not that price. Number 5 in for 3rd, and number 2 in for 4th from the Hayes yard. So that's my tips.
Alright, well I've got numbers 8, 5, 11, 9. First start, some have trialled really good, well bred, but at the end of the day, it's still a bit of a lottery.
It is.
But I'm going to go Literate on top from the Brett Stanley stable. Had the impressive winner last week, Sweet Sherry. It's trial good. And yeah, I've got number 5 from the powerful Godolphin stable. It's trialled in Sydney, he's brought it down to Caulfield first start. I think it's a good lead. 11, number 11 for 3rd, and number 9 for 4th. So it's 8, 5, 11, 9 for race 1.
And then we move to race 2, which is the 1100 metres weight for age Scalacci Stakes, and we get to see the return of this superstar horse, Lincoln Rupee.
Yeah, definitely.
What price we got? About $1.30.
Yeah, I think a bit short on that one.
Yeah,
but
come in.
Yeah, I think
you got all these people getting on the
$1.30,
odds.
mate. $1.28.
Oh, $1.28. Okay, so the $1.30 has been massive value. So we've got the bottom horse, the number 6, I Love It, from the John Salinitri yard. Very speedy type, goes well, won 3 out of 4 first up. I think he'll be the main speed in your race anyway. He'll bowl along, do his thing out in front. Interesting runner here, the number 5, Alpha Miss, formerly from the Gary Nixon stable. So now with Robert Smurden. You go back and have a look at this horse's form. It's been beaten less than 3 lengths behind First Seal and about the same off Winks. Now that looks good form. Whether this is going to be too sharp for her, I'm not